So just a short distance from the stern pinball machine display, you see just to the left you have My Arcade with all the goodness that we've come to expect from My Arcade. Don't have a ton of their products, but I did bring one with me as a point of comparison. Let's see what they got to offer so far. Make our way over to what I consider to be sort of the OG. This is some of the original products that they've had. Nothing new really to talk about so much here. You got the Space Invaders, you got the Mega Man, and all the different iterations. Come over here, Street Fighter. Some of the new Street Fighter 2 look. I'm not a big fan of this. I think I'd much prefer that design there, but it is what it is. There's kind of a better look at, their Micro Player Pro here. It's okay. I mean, the yellow, the plastic looks a little bit cheap. But things start to get a little bit more interesting when you start coming over to this side. This is some of the new stuff that they have to offer. You can see Tetris is definitely a big focus of the product. And here we have pole position, rumored to be arcade accurate. Once again, you have the portable retro arcade, the micro player, I guess-esque. Here is the actual device itself. And you've got the handheld, which at first glance appears to be just another iteration of what they already have. But while the perspective may be a little bit different, you can see kind of, back up the camera, it is bigger. You can see the difference in the spacing on the D-pad. It is a bigger, a larger device. You see how that's going to feel in the hand. We have more of the Galaga. The not so good joystick players, I think these have definitely had mixed reviews. They're going to give it a shot with Asteroids. Not sure how I feel about that at all. And then, of course, Miss Pac-Man. And then Pac-Man. This is just a weird looking form factor that I'm really not into. But if it's something that you're into and you like what they did with Galaga, well, guess what? You're going to get a chance to check it out for Pac-Man and Miss Pac-Man. Definitely getting a lot of attention is the Tetris, for sure. You've got the Tetris microplayers up here. Once again, a form factor I'm not that big on, but here we go. Once again, we have the Pocket Player Pro, much more akin to the size of the Contra and other iterations. You see you have that. That's going to be some of the packaging. Tetris is kind of a slam dunk. It's never a bad idea to go and do something and partner and make a product that features Tetris. Definitely a Game Boy-esque sort of form factor there. Not sure what the price point of that's going to be. The Go Gamer. It's a Game Boy form factor. I don't know. It is what it is. I like this form factor here for sure. This side-by-side PSP sort of form factor. So that's something I'm interested in. I think it looks really good. It definitely very colorful as a Tetris handheld should be. Now, some of the big news, some of the images that we saw were teased. We'll start with the Super Player, tabletop retrocade. You can see how big this is. Pretty large. You can see some of the specs. Let's go back this way. 7-inch high-resolution display. Looks like it is a 16:9, real wood construction. This could be a little bit cramped. Kind of an odd overall size. Give me just a minute. I'm going to break out some. We'll do something new on the channel that no one's ever done at CES. It's going to be retro. It's going to not retro. It's going to be revolutionary. If I can find it, reach in my bag. Here we go. Contraband was not confiscated, and it's actually a tape measure. Let's take a quick look and see how tall this thing is. Looking first at the okay, so coming in at roughly looking about 16, maybe 17 inches tall. So you see that the Super Player, 7-inch, about 17 inches tall. Step it up to the Mega Player. I love the play on words they're doing here. Much the same, except you have everything's a little bit bigger. Controls are definitely much more robust. Bigger buttons, bigger number pad, and of course a bigger monitor. This is a 10.1-inch monitor. This is going to clock in at roughly 18-ish inches about. You can see that. It's in focus. So that's definitely something you want to keep an eye out for sure. This could be interesting. Now, It's not going to have, if you can tell, that's not a lit marquee, kind of a down, that's kind of a downer. That really, especially when you're talking about, I mean, if you want to talk about mega, it should definitely have a lit marquee for sure. But it doesn't. Maybe something you could mod in the future. Atari 50th, man, this styling, I got to say, it really doesn't get old. I do like it. But is that going to be something you're going to want to pick up? I don't know, the jury may be out on that. Just a ton of connectivity on the bottom here, a micro SD card slot. Move the camera around here. There we go. You can see that micro SD card slot on the bottom. USB Type-C, 2 USB Type-Cs. Curious to see what kind of expandability they're going to have. Probably plugging in some of their controllers that they're going to offer. And this thing is just massive. This is your game station portable. It sounds like some of those knockoff PlayStations, PSPs back in the day. 7-inch high-resolution display. Once again, if you can compare this to the size of one of their standard, I mean, it's just not even close. Just not even close. Yeah, so interesting to see how that shakes out. Is it going to be worth it? Is it going to be, the price? We don't know what the price is going to be. Curious to see what they do with that. Of course, we have some more accessories. Here we go. You see you got the upgraded controllers here. And then you have what they're calling the Game Station Pro Gamepad. So if you don't like the joystick, you can switch over to the gamepad. There you go. Check that out. And then, of course, the system itself looks like this is going to be a new bundle. It's going to come with a gamepad and then a joystick, one of their upgraded joysticks. Okay, so that's going to do it for now for the My Arcade booth. I actually got to meet John from Gen X Grown Ups, so that was really cool. Hang out, talk about a lot of what's going on, not just currently, but in the future. And, if you're into what they're doing, if you like what they're doing, trust me, there's going to be more to come. Anyway, thank you so much for stopping by. Check out the channel. Have a blessed day, and I'll see all of you next time. Let's go get more swag.